Here is a quick video on how you can utilize the individual livestock list on the web app to gather a greater understanding and insight into your stock on farm. You can achieve this by using the filtering capabilities to specifically look at certain characteristics and information that you want to hone in on. To do so on the web app, click on the Livestock tab on the left-hand side of the screen, and this will take you to the Enterprises page. Whilst on the Enterprises page here, you can either dive specifically into one of these management groups that you have listed and then start to use the filtering capabilities, or if you want to look at all of the stock on farm currently, tap on the individuals icon at the top of the screen here, and this will bring up the list of all of the individuals that you've currently got on farm. As you'll see, the filtering option is over on the left-hand side here. If you click on filter, you'll see that there are several filters here that will automatically appear, such as your animals on farm and animals off farm. The animals off farm refers to any stock that were once existing on the account but have since had death records or sale records, for example, against them and are no longer on farm. For example, if I click in on this one here, you can see that this one is dead. Vice versa, if I click on, say, one down here, you can see that this one was sold, and you can see the relevant sale date and sale information. If you're wanting to clear that specific filter that we were just looking at, the animals off farm, you can click on the clear all option here, and this just takes you back to that initial screen where you can then go back in and dive into the other filters here. For example, this animals on farm, that will just filter this down to all of the animals that are currently listed as on farm on the account. As you can see here, if I want to show the current filters that I've got applied onto this list, I can hit the show icon. And as you can see here, it's got their on farm status is true. To add multiple filters onto the same livestock list here, you can tap on this little plus icon next to that on farm is true. And this allows you to apply as many filters as you like onto that list to get that down to a concise characteristic or piece of information that you want to look at. For example, I can look at my breed here. Say I'm wanting to look at just Angus, but you can also go and say it is one of a multiple number of breeds and vice versa. So in this case, I'll say breed is Angus. And as you can see, my list is now filtered down to the 672 animals. Not only can I look at breed, say if I also want to look at weight categories, for example, and look at my go-to-market weight, I can select this little plus icon again and type in my last observed weight. Here I can select my last observed weight. Again, you get a multitude of options to select from here, whether that's a greater than, or if it's in a specific weight range, you can select between. In this case, I can go the last observed weight is greater than 450 kilos. You can see here now, my list has now gone down to 442 animals. If you're wanting to get further concise with this as well, I can then say, for example, my age class. Select my age class here, say my age class is steers. As you can see here now, this list has gone down to 35 animals. So now, based on these filters here, I know that I have 35 animals currently on farm that are Angus steers that weigh over 450 kilograms. Now, if this is, say, a specific piece of information that I'm wanting to look at on a regular basis, you can actually save these specific filters to save having to come back in and select them as we just did manually. To do so, you can click on this Save Filter icon at the top screen here. This allows you to name that filter. Let's say it is go-to-market steers in this case. And then once I save that there now, that will now be a saved filter. So to get back to the initial livestock list, if you just hit clear all, that will remove those current filter options that you've applied to the list. And as you can see here now, I'm just back on my individuals page. But if I click on the filter icon again, you'll see I've now got my go-to-market steers, and it'll take me straight into that filter. If you want to see the specific fields that are relevant, just tap on the show icon here. And again, you can see those specific filters that we had applied. You can not only use this for weights, but there's a large range. Say, for example, you're wanting to look at vendor information. You can just tap on this new filter here. Again, you can scroll down through this list and take a look at all of the classes that you can filter this list by. But for example, if you wanted to look at vendor, you can then say is one of again. But if you say is a specific vendor, let's say North Star Pastoral, I can now dive in and look at this specific vendor purchase record. So just the 24 animals that are associated with this vendor. Again, you can scroll down looking at this list and look at all of the other relevant information that are just within the columns here. For example, scrolling across, you can see what their last observed weight were, their last date weighed and things like that, their date on farm, etc. So you can start to get a bit more information about these specific individuals, just looking at that livestock list there as well. The other thing you can do as well, once you've cleared these filters, if you're, say, not wanting another filter to be present on this list here with, say, this go-to-market steers, you can actually go in and update and manage these filters as you go along, just via this manage filters icon here. By tapping on this, I can say, for example, I want to delete that go-to-market steers now that I don't have any steers left on farm. Delete that filter, and it's no longer going to appear in this livestock filter list that you're seeing here. Not only do you have the filtering capabilities, but alongside those, we also have the customized columns and the group by functionality on this livestock page here. With your customized columns, this will allow you to adjust what specific columns you're viewing across the board here on this page. For example, if my management tags isn't relevant here, I can go into my customized columns and deselect management tags, hit save on that, and that's going to condense my livestock list down to just the specific columns that I'm wanting to view in this instance. Once you're happy that you've got the specific columns you want, you can then go into the group by function, for example, and this allows you to group by certain characteristics such as breed, age class, tag color, etc. In this case, I can say I want to look at my age classes, and you can see here now it's broken down all of my bulls, all of my cows, etc. down on this list. So you will be able to do that. The best thing as well, once you're applying these filters, if you say apply a new filter now with these groupings, it will condense the list down while still applying those groups within that specific condensed list that you've looked at through your filters. Hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview on how to utilize the filtering and the customize and age class grouping functionality on the livestock list. If you have any questions, feel free to jump onto the Help Center, look at the articles and take a look at any of the other pieces in this Academy course to see if they'll help as well.